So one day I was just looking through Game Pass, looking for a nice single player game to play, and I found Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And I was like, I've never played an Assassin's Creed game before. Let's try it out. And little did I know that I was gonna get myself into 100+ hours of this game. Hey there, my name is TF Key, and this is my unlocked review of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So before I talk about the Assassin's Creed review, I'm going to talk about how this is the first of my series called Unlocked Reviews, and it's basically just going to be like the first half I talk about the good aspects of the game, and the second half I talk about the bad aspects of the game. It's pretty simple, pretty honest, and yeah, let's just get straight into it. So like I said before, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is my first Assassin's Creed game I've ever played in the series, and I'm just going to be completely honest with you. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a great game, despite what many others say. I hear a lot of Assassin's Creed fans saying that Odyssey is a good game, but just not a good Assassin's Creed game. I can't really say much about that, because this is my first Assassin's Creed game. But I judge games like based off whether they're good or not, like not if it's a good Assassin's Creed game. And what I can say for my 100+ hours in this game is that it's a pretty good game, and it offers a lot of things. So the first thing I'll be talking about is the positive aspects of the exploration and the RPG elements of the game. And one of the most notable features of the game is its map size and its open world size. Like, it's just massive, absolutely massive. Whether you like the game or not, like, you cannot deny the beauty and the craftsmanship that went to constructing this ancient Greek open world. However, the map size does cause one small issue with repetition, which I will address later on in the video. But overall, the map size just adds so much to this game and is a very unique and, I'd say, a positive aspect of the game. So almost every open world exploration game has horses like RDR2, RDR1, Elden Ring. But one thing that they don't have is the fucking Adrestia. And honestly, this ship makes the game so much better, in my opinion. I think Ubisoft actually did a good job with the Adrestia and the features it offers, allowing you to sail across ancient Greece with a customizable crew and lieutenants that like affect your naval gameplay and stuff like that. Also, the features like of naval battles, boarding mechanics, and like the full-scale war aspect of it with the conquest battles, like the naval conquest battles. I think they did a good job. Especially with the boarding system. I actually like the boarding system a lot. It added, sort of like, how do I say this? It added a more detailed gaming experience. And I think that the Adrestia just also complements the ancient Greek setting. I mean, like, Greece is just a bunch of islands. Like, there's like so many islands in Greece, and the ship just adds, it complements it so well. I won't say that it's unique to the Assassin's Creed series, because I know I know there's a whole like Assassin's Creed game like Black Flag. I think that's just all like naval and stuff or something like that. But I'm like I said, it's my first Assassin's Creed game. Don't judge me. I'm not too sure about the other series, but the Adrestia is a very good feature of the game in my opinion. So focusing less on the Adrestia aspect of the game, I think the game does an even better job with the Athens versus Sparta system and how it affects both the gameplay and the storyline. So one thing that this conflict, like the Sparta and Athens conflict, allows you to do is something called the conquest battles, and these are just battles between Athens and Sparta. And to put it short and simply, like, these are very like fun battles. I'm not gonna lie. If you love dominating the battlefield in video games, like, yeah, this is for you. And I don't think there is any refuting that this is a good part of the game. Anyone who disagrees with this is just a hater. Whether you like the game or not, the conquest battles are just epic. Also, like, it highlights the historical aspect of the game with the Peloponnesian Wars, and I know that history is a very important part of the Assassin's Creed series, and I think it does a really good job in the open worldness as well, like between like the cities of Sparta, Athens, Megaris, like these historical locations. I think it does a really good job of highlighting them and the time period as well. So I think that's a good. I think that's a part of the game that was done really well. Also, it adds a small like open world feature of, like, destroying war supplies, like raiding silos, like, I mean, not raiding silos, like destroying silos and like assassinating like state leaders. It's a really well done part of the game, and I think it deserves praise for that. So now I'll be talking about like the good parts of the combat system, and for me, I think mostly everything about the combat system is good. One thing I love is how fluid and easy it feels. And the variety of weapons just remind me of like Elden Ring, which I like a lot. I might review that one later too. Also, like, they did a solid job with the special abilities and like the Spear of Leonidas, which makes me feel like an absolute badass, and I really like that. And when you combine like the solid combat system with the large battles and the boss fights like Deimos and the multiple Cyclopses and the Minotaur, like, it really creates a very enjoyable, like, and slightly addictive experience with the combat system combining and complementing with the open worldness. And I hear a lot of like critiques about how like there's zero stealth. And while it is true that the combat system lacks stealth and like compared to other Assassin's Creed games from what I've seen, there are power-ups that allow you to have a stealthy playstyle, so I think it's unfair to say that this game has zero stealth. And overall, I think I just really like the combat system, but there are a few things that I will be critiquing later on in the video about it. So yeah. So now I'll talk about the story and narrative aspects of the game, which for me are the most important parts of a single-player game like this. And I'll be splitting it up into two: the Cult of Cosmos and the family storyline. So like the Cult of Cosmos Odyssey and the Family Odyssey stuff. So first I'll go with the Cult of Cosmos. I think the game does a great job with this. There's only like a couple critiques that I have about the Cult of Cosmos system. Like, I just really like how you can hunt down these cultists all over the world and uncover the secrets in their main storyline. I like how it like combines the open worldness along with the story mode of it. So you're not just like killing the cultists, like all of them, and then like there's nothing to do in the storyline. All while also trying to save Deimos. I think it makes the story really engaging and interesting, which is like something I look for in story games. And the Cult of Cosmos also allows you to like collect like ancient like sphere fragments or whatever it's called. I don't quite remember what it is. You also get like insane items and, you know, armor and weapons and stuff, which also adds on to like the open world and the RPG aspect of the game. And overall, I think they did a good job with the Cult of Cosmos part of the game. I will be critiquing a few things about it later on in the video, but yeah. As for the family storyline, it does a really good job of guiding us through ancient Greece and like introducing historical figures like Socrates and Hippocrates. I know I butchered that name, but and like people say that the story is bad because it's basic, but like I disagree. Basic doesn't always mean bad. It's like a Demon Slayer situation. If you watch Demon Slayer, people say the story is basic, therefore the anime is bad. No, just because the story is basic doesn't mean it's bad. I think it has like plenty of interesting plot points, like Nikolaos not actually being your father, your mother still being alive, and like your actions affecting the ending of the story, if you know what I'm saying. And it's not like RDR or like God of War level writing, but it's still a solid story in my opinion. And if you're wondering why I haven't mentioned the modern day storyline with the Assassins versus Templar stuff, I'll get to that later. Another good feature is Ikaros. Your eagle plays a huge huge role in your gameplay, like, and it makes it feel more dynamic and stuff. Not including Ikaros would be a crime because Ikaros helped me out so much in this like gameplay. Like I can't even tell you he was the MVP for me. And finally, for the good aspect of the game, I would like to talk about the music. The music is like the cherry, on top of the cake for me, and it really like it makes the atmosphere of the game better for me. Now for the critiques. Now for the good stuff, I wrote like paragraphs of like information and stuff, bro. But for the critiques, I just wrote down bullet points because there's just so much things I could say about it. But I'll try to keep it short and simple because I don't want to just yap randomly off my mind. And I just created bullet points. So here's the bullet points. But starting off with Cassandra as the main character, I picked Alexios. I'm not gonna lie, I picked Alexios for my main character, and if I would have known that Cassandra is in Valhalla, I would have picked Cassandra, but it doesn't tell you. That's the problem that I have. It doesn't tell you, and that's my issue with it. I also hear a lot of people shitting on Alexios. Calm down, Alexios isn't that bad. In my opinion, I like playing as Alexios. So yeah, just calm down about that, guys. As for the Cult of Cosmos ending, it's a pretty shitty ass ending in my opinion. I guess Aspasia being the ghost of Cosmos, I guess it like makes sense, but at the same time, like it's a really lame ending, and I don't know if it's just because it ties in with the modern stuff, and I really hate the fucking modern stuff. But it's pretty lame in my opinion. Like, they could have done something better with the Ghost of Cosmos, considering how cool the Cult of Cosmos was. But maybe I'm just being a crybaby, but I don't think there's really anything good about this ending of the Cult of Cosmos and the modern stuff and how like it ties in or something like that. I don't know. I paid attention, but at the same time, like it maybe because it's my first Assassin's Creed game and I don't know much about the Templar ending or the Templar stuff. It's still a pretty lame ending for me. One thing that I have a problem with about the open worldness of this game is the repetitiveness that comes along with the locations. Um, it feels super copy and pasted when you get towards like the end, and like I don't know how people like that. There are some good forts, but I feel like most of the wooden forts and stuff like that, and the caves, and they're just like copy and paste. It feels low effort. Um, and I think that makes the gameplay a little bit boring. You know, maybe that's just me, but I think that the repetitiveness that comes with these locations, it really like it can ruin the game for a lot of people, and I understand why. It didn't ruin the game for me, but it just made it's a slight turn off. Along with the repetitiveness, like there's just some locations that just feel like why is this even here? Like Macedonia, bro. Like what the hell was the point of that? That shit was like there for we did it for one battle, and then everything else in Macedonia is either just repeated as bullshit or empty, bro. Like Macedonia was such a bad place. Like it was it was probably it's probably the worst fucking location because it's empty as fuck. And there's some other locations that just feel empty and pointless in my opinion. And I think they could have added at least some detail in there. Like there's an imbalance between like the locations, and I understand there will be imbalances. It's in every game, every open world has it. But like if you're gonna name something and like put it up there and make it like a name location and make it important, then at least like add something there. Like there's nothing in Macedonia. I'm telling you, bro. It actually pisses me off. And for the modern storyline, um, now, what I have to say about this is I didn't even know this existed until halfway through playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I didn't even know about this Layla Hassan stuff or whatever her name is. But I just don't like it. I just don't like the modern storyline. Maybe it was better like back in the day, but I feel like they're just making it too important. And bro, when I see this guy Alexios in his suit, bro, I don't even. It's just a fucking huge turn off. It's just a bad part of the game, in my opinion. Some people might like it. I just don't like it, and I think it's really bad because it turns me away from the other Assassin's Creed games. Because it's just so unexpected, you know. I feel like the storyline and the gameplay and like just the game itself is just good, right? And then you add something like that, and then I don't even want to play it anymore. That's just how bad it was. And like Pythagoras, whatever his name was, bro, like him being our father, like I get like it makes sense towards the story, but like, nah, it's just a turn off for me, bro. I can't do this anymore, bro. Like, bro, this fucking guy, this triangle guy, is our father, bro. That's so lame. That is so lame, bro. I can't. Another thing I would like to talk about is I did say I was gonna like critique the combat of this game, and there are two major things. Stealth is basically non-existent. I know I was playing Devil's Advocate earlier, saying how there's abilities, but these abilities are like all the way at the end, and like you have to like get to like level 50 to like use all the stealth abilities. And I think that like if it's an Assassin's Creed game, I could understand that it would need some stealth, and you can only really unlock those abilities, and those abilities aren't even that great to begin with. So I can understand why people get mad about the stealth being bad, because it's basically non-existent, to be fair. Another thing is how sometimes it just fucking battles just turn into punching bags. Like I'm just fucking sitting there like for like 10 minutes straight trying to kill someone because they have infinite health, and my sword is like a toothpick to them, bro. Like it's kind of gets boring at that point. I know I said the battle style was fluid, but that is one thing that can be a problem. But overall, I think the combat's still pretty good. I don't think these two things ruin it for me. Finally, the cutscenes. Don't even get me started with this. Some cutscenes are good. Most are bad. Most are just fucking garbage. Most, I don't even know how to say it, bro. This game was created in 2018. The same year where Red Dead Redemption was created. And I'm not saying that it has to be like Red Dead Redemption level fucking animation. But bro, when I sit there and fucking look at this shit, bro, like, I'm just fucking pressing B. Like, I'm just fucking pressing B because I just don't want to listen to this cutscenes. The voice acting's bad. The animations are just terrible, bro. They're terrible. Like, just look at this. Look at this clip of RDR cutscene. Look at this RDR cutscene compared to this fucking Assassin's Creed cutscene.
What are you doing here? This is private property. You're trespassing.
Well, the boys at the railroad camp, they don't seem too happy. Looks like you're in their way.
We own this land, so they ain't going any further.
Oh, you gonna live here all happily ever after, is that it?
What's it to you?
You can drop the act. Everyone knows you're Cornwall's nursemaid, so why don't you run on home and go wash his fat feet?
What the hell did you just say? You better start running, you son of a bitch.
Must have got it wrong then. Apologies, boys. You know what? On second thoughts...
Socrates, Pericles gave everything to Athens. Yet we must still hear of Cleon's greatness.
Aristophanes, have you not done seemly things to Hermippos?
How dare you compare me to that man? His plays are a nuisance. Something I could come up with in an afternoon, and a drunken one at that. Mine are for a clever audience.
The same audience you judge. Should it not be clever enough?
Careful, Socrates, else I make you a character in one of my plays. Do you agree with Socrates that Hermippos should say what he wants?
I don't want to hear anything about it being a side quest dialogue cutscene, because RDR2's cutscene was also a side quest dialogue cutscene, and you can see the major difference. There is clearly a problem with these cutscenes, and if you cannot tell, then I don't know what to tell you, bro. Because RDRs are significantly better, and I'm not saying it should be RDR level. I'm just saying, why is it so painful to watch? Like, I can't sit there and actually watch that, bro. Like, there's a reason why I'm pressing B, or yeah, where I'm skipping the fucking cutscenes, bro. Because they're so painful to watch. They're badly made, bro. And I know I'm gonna sound a little bit bipolar here, but the main storyline cutscenes are so good. Are actually good, and I don't understand why all the fucking cutscenes can't be at least similar to that. Because, I mean, if you can create a couple good cutscenes like that, why can't you at least create something that's half of the level of that? These dialogue cutscenes are just so robotic and so bad, and when you have something like the Rasida's cutscene, then why can't we have at least something that's a quarter of the level for a side quest or something? That's just what I don't understand about it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say, good and bad, about Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now, is it still a good game in 2025? I would say it is. But would I spend my own money on this game? Probably not. If it wasn't on Game Pass, I probably would have not gotten it. And it's really up to you. But overall, I think it's a good game, and I rate it a 7 out of 10. So that's pretty much the end of the video. Subscribe, like, share, all that shit. And also give me feedback in the comments, because I need feedback. It's my first unlocked review. So please please critique whatever you think can be improved in this formatting of this video style. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching my unlocked review of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and this is TF Key signing out.